Oh my. Of course. Hold on. Gotta get everything set back up here to correct dimensions. Alright. Get back up here. Alright. I hope that everybody's doing well this evening. Alright, excellent. I hope everybody's doing well this evening. Thanks to everybody who's been watching the show. Thanks you for all of our new subscribers. And thank you guys. It's been really cool to see the channel grow a little bit. You know, see people like me that are kind of worried and or furious about the future of our country. And our countrymen. And so, obviously, over the past couple of days, we've seen the war reignite with Iran, which now I believe is over. So apparently some deal has been signed between the U.S. and Iran, and I saw earlier that Iran had even reported this, saying that the deal includes sanctions relief as well as Well, I'm afraid to say anything because other than that, I don't know. And what I do know I know what was reported from Iranian media. So what we'll do is while we're alive here, we'll go and check and see what kind of information we can find out about this deal between the U.S. and Iran. Also, I saw last night, and we'll get an update on this as well, that Israel was surprised to learn of a deal between the U.S. and Iran. So apparently, Israel was left out of this process. Once again, we'll get updated on that. Figure it all out. But first, let's check out some videos because I actually had some videos for the show tonight that I had picked out on TikTok. I never look at TikTok, but I figured I'd see what was going on. And they disappeared, but when I refreshed, it had something that looked a little bit interesting. So, there we go. Let me resize everything again. Here we go. Alright, let me make sure this one's right, and we'll take a look at our video here. Alright. Boom. Alright, now let's take a look at our video. Boom, there we go. And I will actually find a way to give you guys this link to this guy, Professor Zhang Zhuquin. I know I probably butchered that, but yeah, this guy has some really amazing stuff. He is a very intelligent individual.
My God, okay? It's a Stargate. These data centers, OpenAI, AI, it's designed to summon demons and aliens from the other dimensions. Okay, keep on going.
A former OpenAI executive said the portals currently exist in the United States and China.
I told you guys, China and the United States are working together on this, okay? Keep on going.
And Sam has added one in the Middle East. He went on, I think it's just like widely important to get how scary that should be. It's the most reckless things that has been done.
Okay, this is it, okay? This is not a science project, guys. It's an occult project. It's designed to bring aliens, demons, into this world. And then you're like, this makes no sense. Actually, it does make sense, okay? Let me tell you how this works. All right, so what's going on here? These people are occultists. They understand the fundamental nature of reality. They understand that the source of reality is human consciousness. So if you're able to control human consciousness, you become God itself, okay? So, allegory of the cave, Plato. Okay, so we've talked about this before, but I'll remind you. You have 1 million people who are chained in a line. They are forced to look forward at a wall, okay? A wall. And they can only look at the wall, they can't turn their heads because their necks are shackled. Behind them is a great fire. And behind them are the elite, okay? Who they are, we don't know. And what they like to do is they like to take puppets, okay? And then reflect these puppets onto the wall, projecting from the fire. So what everyone sees in front of them are shadows.
No, I think I was actually trying to explain this earlier.
These shadows are nothing. They don't exist. They don't matter. But because we have an imagination, we have intuition, we are conscious, we see these shadows on the wall and we turn them into a reality, okay? We believe that this is reality itself. And so we start to give it names. We create language, we create religion, we create schools to teach children to believe in these shadows. Right? So the important idea here is that the true wealth in society is consciousness. Okay? The only thing that exists really in this world is consciousness, nothing else. Power is the capacity to direct people's consciousness to create reality itself. All right? Now, there are different ways in which you can create reality. The first way, which is very common today, is called money, right? Money is fake. It doesn't exist. Our imagination, our consciousness makes it real. Okay? But guess what? AI can replace money. So AI, it is not alive. But if we can get people's attention to focus on AI and believe it's real, it becomes God. And how can you do that? Well, money, you make money into something valuable when it's nothing by making it everything and nothing. Okay? By having money dominate the world. There's nowhere you can go without money. Okay? You would literally starve to death if you had no money. So you make money so pervasive, so dominant, that people are forced to rely on money. Well, the same situation with AI, where if you make data centers so common, you make AI such a common.
And this is where I really think in America that we went wrong as a society. I think that capitalism is actually a great thing, a merit-based society, but we've attributed money to success. And so we've attributed money to mating, because it's, women are taught, oh, you want a man with money, which I think now they're fags pretty much, but they're told you want a man with money. And everybody, it's graded by how much money you have as your place in society, not your morality. That went away. The money took over the morality. It doesn't matter anymore, but it does. See, that's what they've all aligned this country to be, this satanic project, to slowly dissolve the morals that have been the thread of society, and to say that's wrong, that we can do whatever the hell we want, destroy the institution of marriage, destroy the institution of the nuclear family. What they want to do is take away everybody's reason to fight. What reason does everybody have to fight at their core? Faith, family. They want to take away your reason. If you don't have a reason to fight, then why would you? Now, the other ones did the same thing, but I'm curious. That one was good. Let's see if we get anything else good
now
here.
Now it's time to get this video demonetized and censored.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, if I'm not on a list by now, I'm about to be.
They're watching you, human.
Yeah, I really don't want to talk about this. Honestly, I'm about to put everything that I have at risk.
I'm poor, and
you're
I've got
actually
one foot in the
scaring
grave
me
and
right
the other
now.
on a banana
I'm scared
peel.
too.
I don't think they're worried about me.
Here we go.
Like the steam engine which sparked the Industrial Revolution of the late 1700s, the internet is changing everything it touches. And at the cutting edge of the revolution is Wall Street.
So we are now 6 3/4 points above fair value.
The early 1990s was the beginning of the tech boom. Internet startups were getting millions in investments.
Venus is looking 39 and about 35,000 if you want to buy 10 grand.
And they had access to vast resources. And vast
Silicon
amounts of
Valley
data.
became a den
Personal
of
data.
debauchery.
The intelligence community wanted
Look
to
at
gather
Atari.
this data
Look at the
to
Atari
create a
origin
digital
story. Jesus
fingerprint
Christ.
of everyone
Got
using
needles
the
in the
internet.
bathroom.
If they could
We talked
identify
about this
bad
in video
actors,
game design.
criminals,
Full
terrorists, whatever, they would compare that fingerprint against others. They called this the birds of a feather approach. If Joe's a bad guy and Bob's a bad guy, and they both go to certain websites, then other people visiting those same websites were potential bad guys, so let's track them.
So, surveillance
Yes.
of Americans.
Yes.
Legal?
No. Well, officially illegal as of 2010, but the law was murky in the 1990s. And for the intelligence community, murky means opportunity. Still, the intelligence agencies didn't have the ability to manage all this data, but they knew people were out there working on it, and they were all looking for funding. But if you're the NSA or CIA or DARPA, you can't drop by an internet startup and ask them to build you an illegal digital surveillance program.
Yeah, it's kind of a bad look.
It is, but it also gives away the game. Surveillance is only valuable if the target doesn't know they're being watched. So this technology would need to be funded privately and quietly. So in 1994, the Highlands Forum was founded. Ever hear of the Highlands Forum? You probably haven't, and they like it that way. The Highlands Forum, or Highlands Group, was formed as a think tank, a bridge between technology companies and the Pentagon. The Highlands Forum is an invitation-only group of government officials, academics, and executives from tech and defense companies. Their discussions are private and off the record, operating under the Chatham House rule, meaning members can disclose information from the meetings as long as it doesn't harm anybody, but they can never reveal who said it. Not ever.
I didn't know DARPA had a side that wasn't dark. Let's see what else we get. We're getting pretty good
Whoever's
information.
behind a lot of this stuff. I think they're getting old, and I think there's some narcissism there that's causing them to want this process to happen faster, so it happens during their lifetime.
What do you mean? What happens?
Whatever desired end state that these people, which I can't predict, and my theories would just be wild conjecture.
I know.
But it's very obvious that we're being engineered to have this tribalistic us versus them mentality and all of these other things that are just baked into everything. We can go as deep as you want to go on that.
I would love to go as deep as you can. I've wanted to talk about this for a long time.
Okay. So let me start out just by introducing you to an ancestor of ours. They live in these tribal, almost nomadic tribes. And the average tribe 100,000 years ago, we believe was 120 people or so, 150, 120 people. So a pretty small social network, right? So you know everybody's names, you're familiar with everybody's behavioral habits and things like that. And there's a few things that kind of govern your life. And keep in mind that our brains haven't changed. The human brain itself has not evolved one more wrinkle since then.
Yep.
So it's identical brain to 100,000 years ago.
Has it devolved?
There's no proof of that either.
Okay.
Well,
And that they would be measuring interior skull volume and things like that. So over the course of time, your ancestors, if they piss someone off in the tribe and they get judged by a lot of people in the tribe, they do something silly and they get some kind of judgment, they get excommunicated, they get exiled and kicked out of the tribe. This meant death. Like, they're not going to have food and support anymore, water, all this other stuff that's
exactly.
very
This
important
is
to
why I
life,
talk about
but
the importance of
they
building
can't
a
have sex
community
anymore.
or the
They're not attractive to a
readiness
mate anymore.
of a cataclysmic
And now
event.
their genes die. So now it's not just death. For me, it's a full death of my genetic bloodline. It's massive. And we hear people all the time say, well, this public speaking is the number one fear of people. But speaking is never what people are afraid of. It's the judgment, the potential for judgment. Somebody's going to judge me. I'm going to get laughed at. I'm going to get kicked off the stage or something like that. That is hardwired into our nervous system, and it's inside of the lower part of our brain. And if I can target the non-human part of the brain, this mammalian mammal brain inside of our brain, that governs your whole life. It's the thing that keeps your heart beating. It's the thing that if you say, I'm going to hold my breath until I die, the reason that you can't is that part of your brain's in charge. It's either going to make you breathe or knock your ass out. So this social fear, being afraid of what other people are going to think of me, became weaponized, hardcore weaponized, just in the last 15, 20 years. With social media coming out, our brains are wired to handle 120 people. And then social media becomes this placebo of connection.
What do you mean our brains are wired to handle 120 people? Does that mean we can, I think the Wall Street Journal just put something out very similar to this a couple days ago, saying that the human mind can only basically effectively handle 150 different relationships with people.
Yeah.
Is that where we're going?
That's a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's forge, foster, and maintain. Can I forge a relationship, foster
good.
a new relationship with someone, and then maintain it? So we're limited to about 150. And social media comes on the scene. Somehow, that's triggering our need a little bit. It's fulfilling some need. It's like a placebo of social connection. And what happens, like we have this city where there's 1 million people in a city, and your brain can't handle more than 150, what do? We go into apathy. We go into absolute apathy. And this is where you get things like psychologists studying something called the bystander effect. Somebody's in public, they get stabbed or robbed or something. If there's lots of people around, people don't say anything and they don't do anything because it's a diffusion of responsibility, and we care less and less and less every day. People are talking about like all the stuff going on in Ukraine or whatever, but like there's murders 4 blocks from your house, and people being murdered. So we have an apathy for people that are around us once the tribe gets above a certain number. And what social media is doing, and I'm not here to stand on a box and demonize social media. That's not, and I don't think anyone that created social media is not setting out to do this. But what social media is doing with this placebo effect is it's tricking our brains into feeling a little sense of connection, but we're confusing attention for connection.
Interesting.
And the second part of this is anybody watching the show right now on their iPad or whatever would agree that we are in a loneliness epidemic, the whole world. And we're more connected than ever. But we are in this loneliness epidemic because what we're getting is a placebo of social connection from social media, from all these apps and stuff like that. So back to this tribe, there are 4 things that we we went into in the audio series that you did with Ironclad. And this spells out the word fate, because it is our fate. And this is focus, authority, tribe, and emotion. If I can hack your focus, whoever's behind a lot of this stuff, I think they're getting old. And I think there's some narcissism there that's causing them to want this process to happen faster, so it happens during their lifetime.
What do you mean, what happens?
Whatever desired end state that these people, which I can't predict, and my theories would just be wild conjecture. But it's very obvious that we're being engineered to have this tribe.
Yeah, I'm fine. That's great. I'm glad. Oh, good. Wow. Okay. Damn. Good. All right. Well, you know what, guys? I want to know. You're not going to believe what happened now. Let's see what Mr. BBB has to say has happened now.
Did or not? Go, and it's already another Friday. Unbelievable. Welcome to June the 12th, 2026. Guys, I have got a bunch of things to share with you guys in this video. What you're looking at is a massive lightning strike, of all places, in Spokane, Washington. I didn't know they were known for their lightning storms.
Tiffany?
AZ Watchwoman, Berlinda. Yes, that happened in Spokane, Washington. We're going to take a closer look at that here in this video.
Whoa, look at this
also
picture.
in this video, you're probably wondering about the banner, this one right here. Well, this was an event that occurred less than right around 24 hours ago. Following this, here's what happened. This occurred and was witnessed by many hundreds of people. There were several videos that were going around of this incident near Tracy, California. In fact, I got a video from Tracy, California of this event in Southern California right around 36 hours ago. Look at that.
Whoa.
Like it impacted the ground.
And I had a friend in Ashe County today
whether
send me
it
a
did or not,
video of a smoke
nobody
trail.
really knows, or nobody's talking. But that was a video out of Bakersfield that was sent in by Kenneth, who happened to be outside and witnessed that with his wife. They had an excellent view, and they also spotted what looked like some scouts or something chasing that thing through the night sky. Well, anyway, this happened yesterday morning in Tracy, California. This is not a wildfire.
Trail.
I know it may look like one, but that black smoke is a giveaway. That's not a wildfire. That is a very large building. It was a medical. It was a medical supply company that erupted into flames for whatever reason. I don't have all the details about that, but what I do know, it happened right after this, shortly thereafter. I mean, within a few hours. Coincidence? I suppose it could be. Yeah, I'm not implying that this landed on the building. No, of course not.
But I mean,
what I'm saying is,
a lot of
just
strange
a few
things going on. I mean, we have to admit that.
To this massive scene, and I have a video of that right in here. Where is it? going to share with you guys right now. I've also got wind reports from the north central plains that are just off the charts, literally and figuratively. Here's the black smoke if you guys want to see it. We're going to start off though in Linwood, Illinois. This was spotted in the daytime sky by Tina and Deanna. She said this is the weirdest thing.
Whoa. Look at that. Look at that.
Spans from what looks like horizon to horizon. A dark.
It's like something's above it or something's casting a shadow on it.
It was too big to get in one picture.
Oh! Hey, baby.
Wasn't a shadow from a country. Oh, that's Tracy, California, coming.
You're watching from your phone. Let me see.
Recently, but what was spanning for looked like, as far as they could see in that direction, across the sky that was dark like that. I mean, I'm telling you, the energy is stirred up around us, guys, as we are still in this wild and crazy planetary alignment. Like I said, all the planets are having a family reunion behind the sun.
Chat box works. Actually, let me see.
Earth is
this
on
could be
one
a
side of the
chance
sun.
to
The solar system is out of balance,
this.
and it looks like the energy around the Earth is out of balance as well. As you guys can clearly tell, Wade Rainey, what's up? Give you a big like there. I saw that yellow banner come through. Now we're going to Tracy, California. Here we go. Yeah, you're not going to believe what happened now. Can you believe this? Ray Dunlap's
Tiffany, how does
sister,
my voice sound as far as the
I
volume?
apologize, it wasn't given to me. Ray shared the video with me. Ray is from, Ray's from Dunlap, California. His sister took this video in Tracy, California. I believe driving to work yesterday or coming home from work on the 11th. Like I said, less than
okay, good deal, good deal. I like this microphone.
The dramatic fireball, whatever that was, that entered the Southern California sky, witnessed by people that probably witnessed this here too. Look at that, unbelievable. And I looked on Google Earth, and yes, there is a medical supply. There's an industrial complex up here, and one of those buildings was a medical supply facility. Wow, I don't know how that started, but that thing got out of hand real quick. That is jet black smoke. That usually implies there is no water mixed in with that fire.
This is the facility in California. I believe it was a medical supply facility. Not only was it a medical supply facility, I believe it was the largest medical supply facility in America or West Coast. We'll have to check on that.
Again, in Tracy, California, within hours of the large fireball making possible impact somewhere over there in Southern California, that was chased by 3 unidentified flying objects. Man, you cannot make this stuff up. And looking at the storm reports from the Central Plains, this is yesterday. This is also getting way, way out of hand, guys. The wind.
Let's see what's going on right here.
And again, we're in the rare planetary alignment. We haven't seen any more big earthquakes. Hopefully we won't, but we've seen plenty of...
Along with that, the rare planetary alignment, we're also seeing, and I can't even keep up with all this. It was earlier today that I saw Dobsonian-powered Tiago talking about the number of asteroids, near-Earth asteroids right now. And what I'll try to do is put together the information that, say, Tiago has. That Stefan Burns, because Stefan Burns has been covering all these geomagnetic storms and all of these solar storms. And I mean, they are saying that we're experiencing these insane anomalies right now that is just, outside of anything that we've seen before. So, I don't know what that entails, but we will try to put that together. I mean, I have a general understanding of solar storms as much as you guys do, but as far as what's happening right now, I don't know. However, I do know that right now, the seismic activity on this planet is extraordinary. On 24 hours, we've been quiet, and now we're under this massive bombardment from the sun. I guarantee, now in the Philippines, we just had the massive 7.8, and I guarantee after all of this new energy from the sun that we'll have another enormous earthquake. You know, and one thing I try not to forget about is Yellowstone and all of the uplift and all of the activity that they've seen around that in the past few years. Now, what I'm not aware of yet are the contents of this new deal. Oh my God. So here we go again. I just saw a news report maybe 2 hours ago, and that's what I planned to talk about. I hadn't had time to actually look at it, but I figured we would look at the information together about what was contained in this new deal that was supposedly signed.
Good evening, I'm Aisha Hasmi, and this is your Fox News report. President Trump says a deal to end the war with Iran is close, and leaders from
It's
Iran
been
and
closed for
India
3
and
months.
Pakistan seemingly agree, posting optimistically on social media. Trump says a deal could be finalized as early as this weekend. At least one person...
Because Israel will let that happen.
The suspect is also dead after an hours-long standoff with police. He was wanted for attempted capital murder of a police officer. A potential motive has not yet been released. Powerful
Jesus
storms pushing
Christ.
through the Midwest, killing at least one person in Iowa yesterday. The severe storms and multiple tornadoes bringing widespread damage. Cleanup efforts are underway, but forecasters are warning that more severe weather is expected through the weekend. SpaceX making a record-breaking debut on the stock market, becoming the world's largest IPO. SpaceX plans to use the money to fund its future endeavors on Mars. The move also signifies its CEO, Elon Musk as the world's first trillionaire. And Team USA...
You're in charge of this deception. Here's $1 trillion.
...in their 2026 FIFA World Cup debut. The team is hoping for a win on home soil. And here's a look outside the Los Angeles Stadium as we get closer to kickoff right here on Fox. In Washington, I'm Aisha Hasmi. Have a great night.
Oh, well, it appears that we're still close to a deal. So, I believe we can all agree that Israel's not going to let that happen. Oh my God, something just went public.
Hey guys,
Let's see what the hell it is.
My name is Louis, and God bless to every single one of you. So we have a big breaking news coming out. The Pentagon just released new UFO files with videos and pictures. Now, some of this stuff
Oh, okay, we'll go take a look.
2021 to 2023. And there was some mysterious object flying over the U.S. And I'm not talking about that white balloon stuff, but yeah, we're gonna get to all of this news here, guys. So once again, the Pentagon released third batch of UFO files. All right, guys, before I start,
All right, I don't need him to tell me. I know. Okay, so let's see. Let's watch the news. Let's watch the news about the story.
The third batch of declassified files related to unidentified anomalous phenomena, more commonly known as UFOs. The 72 newly...
Know why they call them that now? You know why I call them UAPs now? Funny story. That's because they went through a smear campaign with the term UFO to make it...
Before you say it, is it actually funny?
They went through a smear campaign with the term UFO to make sure everybody who talked about and believed in UFOs looked like a kook. So now that they needed everybody to take them seriously, they had to call them something else because their PSYOP worked too well.
Released files date from the 1940s to this year and include materials from the FBI, CIA, Department of Defense, and NASA. They include multiple videos taken by eyewitnesses, like this one you're looking at, showing what appears to be glowing red orb-like objects.
Really funny thing about
In a
these,
statement, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said in
my
part,
wife
quote,
and I were
"These
at
files,
hold
hidden
on, let me
behind
just see if I can show you.
classifications, have long fueled..."
Let's see, let's leave these up. You know, well, so my wife and I were at my grandmother's, and we look at the sky every night. We saw two stars that we didn't recognize and took a number of pictures of. They're on my wife's phone, but this is one of them. But see, the bottom one disappeared, and It was kind of odd. Yeah, the bottom one disappeared. And I believe that's exactly what happens here.
In a statement, Defense Secretary Pete
They look
Hegseth
just
said
like
in
that.
part, quote, "These files, hidden behind classifications, have long fueled justified speculation, and it's time the American people see it for themselves." He went on to say the release was part of the Trump administration's commitment to unprecedented
This is obviously for a reason. They're not going to tell you anything if they don't have to. This is obviously for a reason. They're getting us ready for something.
Transparency.
Deception.
Joining us now is NBC News senior national security correspondent Courtney Cubey. Courtney, what do these newly released videos, what do they show us? I know you're just going through them all, but what do we see?
Yeah, so one thing that I've been struck by in going through these, Kate, is what you just showed there, the video of those two red orbs. More and more of the videos in this release, or this batch of documents and videos, show red orbs than the previous two releases. Another thing that was really striking is more of the videos in this one are taken on iPhones. There's a lot more recent video than we've seen in the previous two, which included a lot more video from U.S. military aircraft. So it's just grainier and darker, whereas you can see here, you can make out colors in some cases of these more recent ones. There you go again, some more of these red orbs that we've seen in these.
All right, yeah, here we go. Let me actually go back on this. My wife just sent me a picture of these. The two right here. And the bottom one disappeared. But yeah, they were strange. We did not recognize them.
The FBI, CIA, Department of Defense, and NASA. They include multiple videos taken by eyewitnesses, like this one you're looking at, showing what appears to be
thank you,
glowing
baby.
red orb-like objects in the sky. In a statement, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said in part, quote, "These files, hidden behind classification, is more of the videos in this one are taken on iPhones. There's a lot more recent video than we've
Let's
seen
see.
in the previous
Can we
two.
get? I searched for that. Where is the actual? Let's see. Here we are. All right. Forensic sketch interview. The fuck is that? A potato? We're going to do an investigation. We're going to do a full investigation on the potato UFO. Exclusively on the Justang Show. Well, there's the damn stuff. Me and Tiffany got better pictures. Look, they just stole our picture. They're screwing with me now. Well, is that it? Orbs over pond. Okay, here we go. This is a video. This is official government video. How does James from That Is Impossible get better UFO video than the U.S. government? Alright. And here we go. These are, admittedly, these are very similar to what we saw. Alright. Groundbreaking stuff right there. They're going to continue to trickle this out. What was the freaking picture that came out today? Yeah, I think it was, I'm assuming this must be performers. Posted, then immediately removed. I mean, I have more. Okay. What's going on here? This must be for a performance at the UFC thing. Yeah, performative. I mean, they do have the UFC thing coming out. So, like, unless the Nords are coming to watch the UFC fight, I'm sure it's some performative thing. Either that or these are the official Project Bluebeam actors. Could be. Could be. Banned. What's up? It was something a few years ago, I think. Just saw it. Okay. Yeah. I figured it was performative. I wasn't going down that hole. Yeah, there's two out there. They're in some band. Music must be pretty gay. That's what I think. I ain't got no gay aliens. Nah. Stick with that. All right. Well, we've had a great show tonight. We lost 2 viewers at Gay Aliens. Sucks to be you. But one thing I have to say, guys, is I really appreciate everybody that's been around to watch the show and all the new subscribers we have. Thank you, guys. It's been cool to watch the show grow a little bit. I actually may be perhaps the least successful YouTuber of all time. As I've actually been doing YouTube for like 8 years now, across like a bunch of different channels with a collection of like 200 subscribers. But there's always tomorrow. If you haven't already, please follow, subscribe to the channel, and all that good stuff.